Welcome to Wrinkles Society of Hope. If this is your first time, welcome. And if you are returning, thank you so much for continuing to support and follow Wrinkles Society of Hope. Today, you are going to hear an amazing woman tell her stories of the wrinkles that she had pressed through in life in order to become the dynamic woman that she is today. So, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. You can follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify as well. And don't forget, hit that notification bell so that you can listen in on the new interviews as they come. And guess what? I would love to do an interview with you. So hit me up so we can share our motivational stories to encourage these other women. Thank you so much for coming today. Wrinkles family, I am here with this amazing woman that I met through Tina and the Bridge Builders. She has blessed my life since the moment that she spoke, since the moment that she smiled my way, and I am super excited that she is here to share with the Wrinkles family. So can you please introduce yourself to the Wrinkles family?
Hello, Wrinkles family, and hello, beautiful Summer. You are just as an inspiration to me. I so adore you. My name is Kelsey Goins. I am an empowerment coach. I am the CEO of Visible Sisters, LLC, and that is actually an organization for like-minded women. It is a sisterhood with entrepreneurial resources. And I am the author of Purpose to Walk in My Divine DNA. Yes.
Yeah. And when did your book come out?
It just came out. It's only been out for a couple of weeks now. It's on Amazon. When I saw it on Amazon, I was like, yay, okay, I made it to Amazon. So it's available on Amazon, and it's so amazing. It's been a very, very amazing experience. It's been an adventure, just trying to get it out. Which was so amazing. And I know we're going to have time to talk about that. But one thing that I am a firm believer is I don't like to gatekeep. You know, if somebody needs some information and I got it, I'm giving it to them, right? Because you just never know what somebody is needing that's going to get them to the next step, right? And so I spoke at one of Tina's events, and I met a lady there. And her name is Chanel, and she is an author. And so after I was talking to her, she walked right up to me and said, do you have a book? And I said, actually, I do. She said, okay, well, the next time I see you, I'm going to ask you about your book. A whole year later, Summer, I saw this woman again at the same very type of event. And she said, we did our hello, gorgeous, and then she said, where's the book? So I said, you know what? I have it, but I just do not know where to start. And she looked at me and said, you do now. And she gave me A to Z on how to get it. I am so, so very internally grateful for her. And I appreciate her transparency. I appreciate her seeing me for who I am and what I was trying to accomplish. And I know it's something that she saw in me. And I pray it was that thing that God put in me for her to pour into me in that nature so that I can bring this book into fruition and just let it do what it's supposed to do. So that was a challenge, but we made it through.
True. Well, we are definitely going to talk on that a little bit later, but I'm so excited that the woman decided to not be selfish.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's pretty much what Wrinkles is about, is sharing our stories to motivate. And I've already been blessed by your book. I already read a few pages when I got it, and I'm so glad finishing it. And I mean, as you're going through this journey, we physically have changes as we get a little seasoned.
That part.
You feel when you had your first physical change, or because I really don't see wrinkle, but when you had your first physical change, how did you feel about that?
I used to be the type of person where I used to always lie about my age when I was younger, right? And so I was like, oh, no. And I always said I was 29 and old, and I didn't want to go past 29, right? But then when I I would say the most influential change for me was actually when I turned 30. When I turned 30 years old is when I actually realized the enemy was trying to take me out. So when they say that, the terrible twos, no, ma'am, them terrible twos is not when you little. That's them confusing 20s. That's the terrible twos, right? And so when I woke up on my 30th birthday and I was getting ready to be like, oh God, I'm 30, and immediately he just started showing me how he's covered me, how he, in places and situations that I was in that I had no business being in, but because I was in my confusing 20s, I thought I was running the show, right? And so it gave me an awakening that I could not take life for granted. And it gave me the eye opening thing where I actually finally noticed myself, what I look like, how I am to others. You know what I mean? How I come off. And it made me question myself what I wanted to be known for. And so I didn't want to be known for that mean girl. I wanted to be known as a woman who was aging. And I look at my elders, especially my mother. I just love her so much. And when you look at her, she's 71 years old, and it's like 71 where? You know what I mean? And so I said, I wanted not just her look, but it's her spirit. It's that jubilance that's in her spirit. That's what I wanted. And I said, well, okay, well, let me emulate her. Let me see what she's doing. And you live right. You treat people right. You go to the doctor when you see the signs. You know what I mean? Because especially after 40, I tell you what, Queen, 40, you wake up and stuff is hurting, and you can't even explain it. You didn't fall, you don't know what's going on. So you just get on the phone and make a doctor's appointment, right? And then let's not even talk about 50. Ooh, Lord have mercy. It's a whole nother change. You doing like yoga just to get up out the bed in the morning, right? And so just seeing like my body change, going through menopause. Oh my God, and menopause is so disrespectful. It's so very disrespectful. It don't give you a knock at the door, let you know when it's coming. It just arrives, right? And so it's just embracing those different changes about myself, and then being aware that I have offspring, that I need to actually pay attention to my body, pay attention to how I'm aging and how I'm growing, so that I can be able to pour into my children and my grandchildren when they face things of this nature. Because now, even at 52 years old, I'm at my mom's door like, hey, what this mean? Did this ever happen to you? She's like, make a doctor's appointment. I'm like, but you're a nurse. Can you just give me a diagnosis at the house, please? And then, of course, we always get to the bottom of it. But those different changes, it made me really just take a look at myself, but also embrace myself, because everybody might not be able to handle your change, the way your body's changing, the way that you look, the way that you feel. You know what I mean? It just really, with all those different changes, and I got some wrinkles. We can talk about that gray hair, baby, because it's everywhere. My mom has a beautiful gray streak right across the front. Yeah, I didn't get that gene. Mine is all over the place. I'm like, I couldn't get the streak. That couldn't be genetic. But I tried my best to embrace whatever's happening with my body, get the necessary knowledge that I need to have, and know what I'm doing. Know I'm aware of what my body's doing, paying attention to the signs, going to get my mammogram, make sure I'm going to get my annual, because it's important, because I made a decision. I want to be here. There's a lot of things that, God has put in us as queens, and I want to see it. I want to see it through. And I don't want it to be the reason that I didn't take care and pay attention to the signs that was like, hey, you're losing your hearing. Go see the doctor. Like, what's going on? Your eyesight. So I'm just grateful every day that God just continues to wake me up with his graces. I still have faculty of my limbs. I'm healthy. I can see, I can walk, and I just give God the glory for all of it.
Yeah,
for sure.
that's amazing. And your mom is beautiful. 71, no, she doesn't look that at all.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. She'll be 72 in March. Y'all, that's what she remembers you. She said, yeah, that's my birthday twin.
Oh my
That's my birthday girl.
She is so beautiful, and
Thank you.
Why you're beautiful, because
Thank you.
Such a beautiful woman, like you said, inside and out. Because she was another person that I think I embraced with her first, and then I ended up meeting you at that event.
Yes.
I was like,
yes.
that's your mom? Like,
mm-hmm. Yes, 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 absolutely. And thank you. She said, "You meet Summer, you know Summer." And we still have our bracelets too. And I'm like, I take care of it. I keep it in my jewelry box because I don't want to be nowhere and I lose it. And I'm gonna wear this today when I'm feeling myself. So we thank you for pouring that into us and educating us and giving us a part of you so that we can carry it with us. And that way we can remember whose we are and who we got it from.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing about, we go through things that
Hmm.
we have to embrace. Can you share a wrinkle that you had to press through in life?
I would say uh, definitely. I say some of the wrinkles that I still carry. The loss of my best friend. That was heavy, and I still carry that. She was absolutely one of a kind, and she was a victim of domestic violence. And uh, sometimes, I have my moments when I reflect back and I think about some of the things that we would be doing right now. And I tell you, one of those things is she would have me on tour already with this book somewhere. She needed to have me in Paris somewhere by now. But that's just, that hit me hard. That was probably one of the most difficult things that I had to experience. And we were 31 years old. At 31, you don't expect something like that to happen to you at 31 years old. So it's definitely a wrinkle that I carry. And then I would have to say my divorce. Being divorced after 15 years, that's a wrinkle that I do still carry. But I tell you what, I like to say that I'm aging gracefully and want and have a desire to age gracefully, even in the things that I've been through. Things that were set up to break you, things that were set up to, try to get you to, not want to do it again, or anything like that. And the blessing is from that wrinkle is that my ex husband and I are friends. We are friends. I can say today that we are friends, and I can say that I am at peace because looking at my best friend that passed away, I feel like I have an extra angel that's looking out for me, and I can always hear her voice when I'm about to do something or say something. She'd be like, "Okay," she called me Renee. Renee, don't know, don't you do it? And so just looking at that. And then one of the times with my body changing, I had to have surgery. And I was so afraid because I had never had surgery before in my life. And so then when I blinked and it was over, I was like, wait, so your mind tells you, your eyes is going to be open. You're going to see everything they do and be like, hold on, is that a scalpel? Is that, you know what I mean? And so it's like, when I learned from all of those wrinkles is that what God placed in my spirit is you strengthen what remains. You strengthen what remains, and that's reaching for your healing, especially because it's present. If I have another day that God grants his mercy to allow me to see another day, that's him extending his mercy. So I don't want to use that day complaining or having a pity party or woe is me. But I do want to rejoice in the right now because I know that he's a right now God for my right now situation. So I pray to never have a complaining spirit, you know what I mean? Because that'll never leave, right? So who wants that? I don't want to pick that up. But just in my learning and growing and being an empowerment coach, I have to also understand that I am a teacher in the way that I live, the way that I think, the way that I perceive things, and the way that I handle things. So I want to be able to walk the talk of who I am and what I'm about. Yes, trouble's gonna come. I'm gonna get hit. It's not that I'm exempt from anything that can happen in this life. However, I am gonna pick up those tools that God gave me to keep on going. And my greatest tools are my scriptures. And I lean on them. I use my scriptures as affirmations. If I can't find a good one, hey, I can open up that good book and it's gonna get me all the way together. You know what I mean? But yes, those wrinkles in different, even just hearing the name of the show that you do, and it was called Ring. I loved it immediately. Had no extra details about what it was about, but I just loved it because as women, we all carry them in some place, whether in physical or on the inside. But it's absolutely if we're okay with them. Nobody else has to agree with my wrinkles, but I'm okay with them. I'm okay with them. So for that, I can hold my head up higher. I can walk taller. You know, I'm only 5'1", but to tell people I'm 6'3", you know what I mean? I'm a little 6'3". I feel 6'3", right? But that's just, it's life. It's life. But the promise is abundance is waiting on the other side of anything that we grow through.
Mm, I love that. That's waiting on the other side. What advice would you give a woman right now that's feeling discouraged from the wrinkles that she is pressing through? What advice would you give her?
I would tell her to, number one, pray. And it will, when you pray, when especially when you feel yourself rotating in a time, we have to sometimes as women sit back and look at what we're magnifying. Are we magnifying the problem? If we stretch a little more, we can magnify that promise that it is going to be okay. It's a promise. It's a promise that everything is going to be okay. But it is, we have to understand there's a process in healing. There's a process, and we have to speak things out loud. And sometimes we have to, God is not a hard of hearing God. You know, so when we find ourselves and we're repeating the same prayer and we're not seeing no action, that means we have to sit back and self reflect and pay attention to what it is that we're magnifying. It's a hard thing to let go. It's really a hard thing to let go, especially when if you've built anything on blood, sweat, and tears, it is hard to let it go, right? But what about tomorrow? Tomorrow's coming. We have to make a decision what we want to look like when it gets here. Do I still want to carry the troubles of yesterday? And you can do it inch by inch, little by little, but reach for it. It will meet you there as long as you're reaching for it. We have to be open to healing in order to receive it. But if we have one of my favorite things that God has put in my spirit a long time ago is that if this is all you want, then this is all you'll have. So if all you want is to focus on something that hurts you, that is all you have. Because God is a gentleman. He's waiting for the invitation to come in. Only the enemy bombards and rides on negative thoughts. However, God is waiting for the invitation. He'll catch every tear if you ask him to. He wants to perform. He wants to act a fool. And we got to have radical faith. Sometimes we got to get mad at what we're mad about, right? To make something happen about. And we can do it in prayer. Just keep on believing and keep pressing, reaching for that healing, and it will meet you there. It will meet you right there. Keep going, queen. Any queen that's struggling and toiling, I would say be productive in your painful predicament. Keep going, and it will meet you there. Just keep going.
Listen, you dropping jewels on top of jewels on top of.
Yes, and that's what it's about. You know, we got to be able to pour into one another. You know, we don't have to know everybody, the details of somebody's situation. You know, our favorite thing, our motto on Visible Sisters is I am her, she is me. We all share the same story at some part. I just call mine's Charles, you call yours Steve. You know what I'm saying? But at some point, we've all shared some type of story. We're women. It happens. So we're not the only ones. It's always going to be somebody. It was somebody before you, and it's going to be somebody after you. But ask yourself, that person after you, how about sharing your testimony with her so she can get to her breakthrough quicker than it took you? Because somebody was transparent enough and felt it's not, we can't posture, we can't put a mask on when we're trying to help another queen get to where she's going. We don't need to know the details to understand her plight. She's a woman, right? Made up of the same graces we are. So why not share so that she can meet what it is that she needs so that she can keep on going? Keep on going. She's got it in her. She's got it in her. Yep.
Now that you've reached the woman that you are and you got it in you, and let's say you got a t-shirt made, what would that t-shirt say, that person that you are today?
It would say, it would definitely mimic my book. It would say, focus on the promise and not the problem. Yes.
That is
Yes.
so powerful.
Yes.
There's
Focus
so many
on,
things to focus on the
yes.
problem. Really.
Yes. Yes. Because it's there, and it's impossible for God to lie. It's impossible for him to lie. Yes.
You're doing amazing things right now, especially with this amazing book.
Yes. I'm so glad you got it. I am so, oh my God, I'm so overjoyed that you have it.
I purchased it right away. I was like, I got this book. Already everybody's going to purchase, but tell us more about your book. Tell us about everything you do in the community, how people can be a part of this great community that you're building.
Yeah, so this is my first baby, and the purpose to walk in my divine DNA. It actually was going to be called, when I first wrote it. It was going to be called "Who You Calling Fat." That's what it was going to be called, right? Because it started out with labels. It started out about labels, how we allow somebody to give us a label and we own it because somebody else gave it to us. And people did not, they used to laugh and tease me because if somebody called me skinny, I would get offended. I would get greatly offended. Okay. Kelsey BC, before Christ, I'd probably fight. Right. So, but it would greatly offend me. And I talk about it a little bit in my book because it's not, um, name calling hurts. You know what I mean? It can be a stigma, but who decided what's attractive and what's unattractive? You know what I'm saying? So it's like when somebody will say I'm skinny, they thought they were making it a compliment, but the opposite of that is not. So it's the same way. And a lot over the years, I've had to educate people. You're not complimenting me by calling me that. You're actually insulting me. You know what I mean? So my retaliation would always catch them off guard because they're like, wait, you don't look like me. And I'm like, God made every woman the way that she is for a reason. And hey, he knew what he was doing, because if he'd have gave me Patty LaBelle's and Double D's, I might not know him. Okay. I might not have a relationship with him. And so that's like how the book started, was talking about those things and not allowing anybody to label you, put a label on you, and also to take off your mask. You should be able to look at yourself and like what you see. And then if someone's looking at you and they don't like what they see, that is on them, not you. It's not for you to change yourself for anybody else. It's not for you to do anything for anybody else. You have to be content with you. So I share a lot of my self in this book. I share a lot of my testimony, how I arrived to writing this book, because all of our trials and things that we've been through, it grows us, it shapes us. You know, at some point as women, that little girl in us has to die so that woman can take her place. You know, it has to happen if we are going to grow and evolve, because that's what we're supposed to do. It's always somebody that we're going to have to teach it to. So this was actually a dream of mine that I finally was able to do. Thanks to beautiful Chanel. I will always be grateful for her. And getting this done is actually a continuation of what I've already do. So I am the CEO of Visible Sisters LLC. I love this organization and the women that make it up. It is a blessing to have. I prayed and asked God to reveal the women who are supposed to be attached to me in this adventure, and He absolutely has. So far, so good, right? And so I asked God to put them at the table, because He said He's preparing the table. I don't want to do it myself, right? Because when I did it myself, it was hot dogs and marshmallows being served, okay? I want that prime rib and roasted potatoes that He talked about, right? And so it helps me be who I am and being the CEO of this organization. And it's definitely about activating women to be empowered. Because if you're not activated to be empowered, if you're not activated to go out and walk into your purpose and step out there on faith, you're not going to, everything that's coming at you is going to fall on deaf ears. So it's definitely about being under this umbrella, which is a sphere of influence. We don't have a circle. We don't have a cage. We have a sphere of influence. And we welcome women of all likes to come in, join, sit at the table, talk with us. And our motto is grow with us, because there's things that happen. God instructed me to start this organization After doing it for so many years by myself, I would do all these women's conferences and things all by myself. And God said, okay, it's time. It's time to switch it up. I want you to make it a membership and put it under the umbrella. And so I said, okay, all right, well, you're going to have to do it because I was tired, boss. I was tired, boss. And he absolutely has. And so we have a lot of wonderful things that we're doing in the community. We have our Heart Walk that's coming up February 22nd. It's going to be at the Goodyear Recreation Center. I'll have all the information posted on that on our Facebook page and Instagram, which is Visible Sisters LLC. We have T-shirts that's going to be available for that hot walk, and this year it's going to be open to men too, so that they can walk with their mates. Because you never know, because so many women, and finding out that heart disease and it matters of the heart is the number one cause of death for women. That was all I needed to know. And so this will be our second annual walk this year. So we're super excited. We post everything on our social media sites. And so with this book, I am creating a package with this book coming up, and you can look forward to that too. This book is coming with a journal and a planner. And I'll be doing like a 6-week course on the book, going chapter by chapter, so that people can chime in, visit in a chat room with me if they have any questions, or if they just want somebody to talk to and just have an empowering experience, because that's who I am and that's what I've been called to do. So I come by way of obedience, okay? And so it's a blessing because it definitely tapped me into what I've always wanted to do outside of being there to activate women to be empowered. Is my second book, and that'll be coming out soon. But I just have to keep on working at this until God says, okay, now it's time for the second one. But I really want to encourage people to share in this book and walk through this journey with me, because there's something that happens when you make the decision to grow through whatever it is that you've been through. It's something that happens. It elevates you. It helps you see yourself. It helps you navigate right into your purpose, right? And so because it's your purpose, you're going to do a wonderful job at it because it's your purpose. It's what you were designed to do. And so the second book that'll be coming out is, once you've walked into that and have accepted what your purpose is, the different challenges that come with that, right? Because now you're carrying a different type of light. And as we know, everything is attached and attracted to the light, right? And so that book will definitely be about navigating through those different challenges of knowing whose you are. You got your crown intact, you ready to go. But when those things come at you, it's like, what's going to happen now? You know, I thought I was past this. Okay, yeah, I can get through this. But because as women, we have to remember that we're fragile. We are still fragile, no matter how strong we are, no matter what, we can move a building. Hey, we'll fight with a grizzly bear. But like I said in the book, let a spider land on us and we out. Okay? This room is now yours, okay? A bug come through here, I'm out. It's all yours. Let me see one in my house. I'm moving out. I'm not going to be able to. I'm not going to be able to. But I'm super excited about the things to come with Visible Sisters. You know, we are connected to some wonderful people in the community that we like to connect and collaborate. That is our theme, is collaboration is key because of who you know. You never know what happens when you get like-minded individuals in one space. It is some magic that happens, especially when we share amongst women. So we are super, super excited, and just keep looking out for us. You can follow us, as I said. You can visit our website at visiblesisters.com, or you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram as Visible Sisters LLC.
When you see those links coming across, make sure you follow. That's some amazing things that you have coming. I cannot wait for all of those. I mean, heart disease is so dear to our community as women. So I love doing that. And definitely the book, following you and doing the classes with you, I think that is amazing.
Yes.
So those things will also be on wrinklesocietyofhope.org. Right under her beautiful picture, you will be able to click on the link and go to her website from there.
Yes.
I'm so excited that you are here today. I thank you so much for coming. Everybody can purchase the book on Amazon right now, though.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
Any
Yes,
other
they can.
purchase it from?
They can. I'm going to have some copies. You can always send me an email at visiblesisters at gmail.com. You can send me an email if you're interested in getting more things. So the thing about Amazon, they don't tell you who your customer is, right? So if you reach out to me and you would like the planner and the journal as well with the book, and if you would like to join the courses as well so that you can get the study guide and the workbook, I would love to talk to you more and tell you how you can grab that. Go the Amazon route. Please feel free to reach out to me. Shoot me an email again at visiblesisters@gmail.com. And I would love to talk to you. I would absolutely love to talk to you and get you connected, keep you connected. And if you are looking for a community of like-minded women, come on, check us out. Check out Visible Sisters. We are open. We are looking for you because you just may be the resource that we have been looking for.
I love it. Well, as you see, again, those links are coming across. Look into it. You know, like you said, every community has their strengths.
Yes.
And just also, if you're not wanting to join the community, at least join some of these amazing events that are coming up.
Yes.
You know, we are all a community doing things. I am so excited to join and collaborate with you as well.
Yeah.
And I am just elated that you came to join and share your stories today with us. A special note out to those women that may have been dealing with domestic violence. I know you spoke about that with your best friend.
Yes.
You know, there are a lot of resources out there for you women that are made, you know, feel like you cannot leave your situation. There are some links that will be coming across here as well for you to get that assistance if you need it. There are a lot of life coaches, social workers like myself. If you ever need that assistance, we are here to help you. You are loved. You are loved. You are good enough. And there are resources for you to stand alone and not be in that situation. We won't put you down for being in that situation, but we want you to not be hurt anymore.
Yes.
So I just wanted to put that out there.
Yes, absolutely.
Anything else you want to share with us today?
That's all I can think of right now. As soon as we hang up and be like, let me call someone. And furthermore,
but thank you. Come back then. Live. You know, they're do it live soon, so I definitely would love for you to come back and share when you be like, oh, I should have said, well, come on.
Right, let's rewind. Let's rewind.
All right, let's go live.
Yeah. Let's just go live. Let's, but thank you for having me. Thank you so much I am so honored to be on your wonderful, beautiful, amazing, empowering show. Thank you so much for thinking of me. Thank you so much for purchasing my book. It is absolutely helping me move on to reach more women who may need to be connected and get attached and just to read a few words that may inspire them. So thank you so much for your support. Thank you for being who you are and who you are to myself and my mother. So I absolutely appreciate you.
Gotta have mom on too. So
yes, I adore you, Queen. She's got some amazing things going on. So she is oh my goodness, that is my boo. That is my boo. I call her my boogie boss. That's my boogie boss. That's my baby. I love her so much. But thank you so much. I was super excited. And I called her, Mom, Summer called me. And she was like, oh my God. So
gotta tell I send love. Definitely send love her way. But
I absolutely will.
Awesome. Well, bye, Wrinkles.